Well, it's just like James Bond was Scottish. We all know that Santa is actually a Scotsman, and I thought it was time that the world know that. Oh my God, I haven't sang for a while, and I was doing my voice warm up, and I could see them at the back going, okay, and I'm like, oh, but it's also what released me to be an actor that day in Edinburgh, them saying, we don't think you're going to be a lawyer. And me going, hey. We're making a plan to take a detour to Wonderland. Here we
Great to finally see a Scottish Santa. I think it's about time that we had a Scottish Santa. What did you want to bring to the role, as well as the Scottish accent, of course?
Well, that was about all I could bring. I I can do a Scottish accent, so if that works. Well, it's just like James Bond was Scottish. We all know that Santa is actually a Scotsman, and I thought it was time that the world know that. But doesn't the Scots element did just seem to land itself to that kind of big bombastic character who's kind of like, he's a little bit goofy, he's stupid, but in a beautiful way. So it just, that's actually, when I read that, I went, well, that's not just Santa, that's me. That's the other side of me that people don't see, the kind of ADD, big, kind of idiotic, but sweet guy, who's always having to be put. Jerry, no, not that door, this door. No, actually, Jerry, you missed your appointment. It was the wrong day, But I'm like, yeah, let's go. I felt when I read this, let me in right now. I didn't want to think about it. I read it and went, I wish, sometimes you read a script and you get it so much and you appreciate it so much, but I start to panic a little bit. I go, don't give me time to overthink this and overwork this. Let me in now, because I could just go and do this, the whole thing. It probably would be a little bit too much, because it was good to kind of get into the idea of the rhyming couplets, work on the songs, but I did feel there's a lot of aspects of Gerard Butler that I could throw in there that I don't often get to throw into movies, and so that made it very, very fun, a real adventure for me.
Yeah, and I imagine, you talk about the singing there. I imagine that element of it must have been a lot of fun as well. What was that like, kind of in the voice booth? Were you kind of dancing around as you sang the songs? What was it like?
I was actually. It went from, oh my God, I haven't sang for a while, and I was doing my voice warm up, and I could see them at the back going, okay, and I'm like, oh, and I'm thinking, damn, this is going to be a little more tricky than I thought. But over the next couple of hours, it was actually beautiful to watch, because suddenly I'm banging out these songs, and the level of improvement and getting into it happened. I started way worse than I thought, but got there way quicker than I thought I would get there too. And we had so much fun. I was dancing around that booth. I had this little hip swing that I had, we're in the business. And they were dancing outside. It was every moment, every line that we laid down, every song, it was fun. It was creative. We were just trying anything, working with them. It was like the most enjoyable experience. Everybody in it for the right reasons, knowing you're working with people who all were on the same wavelength, that you're in that sandbox and you're just ready to play. And kind of, it was awesome. I wish all my work could be like that, working with those guys in that little room, not having to deal with makeup, hair, costume. Just it's singing.
Yeah. There's such a kind of great, like, rich tradition of animated Christmas films for kids, and stuff like The Snowman is something that a lot of people, me included, still watch every year. Is that part of the appeal of something like this, the thing that, okay, young kids can watch it now, and maybe 10-15 years later they're still thinking, oh, this is this classic animated Christmas film? Do you hope that kind of has that kind of...
Yeah, even you just saying that gives me a little knot in my stomach. Like, yeah, the fact that you could make a Christmas movie, which is actually more than a Christmas movie, because it's the kind of Christmas story, the night before Christmas, and it's also Alice in Wonderland. And weirdly, it's faithful to both. So you kind of get caught up in both those fairy tales, and you get the added benefit of going, well, what if they collided? What if Santa went down the rabbit hole? Then to think that people see that as a family, because it really works for adults and kids together, that they see it and they have a blast, and that's the film they want to watch next Christmas. Absolutely. And I've kind of, my Christmas movie was The Wizard of Oz, right? It's old. I don't really know that I have had a staple Christmas movie for many, many years. I really don't. I don't think of Christmas now and go, oh, I'm going to watch Miracle on 34th Street. I'm good, the night before Christmas. So it's nice to make one that might become a little Christmas classic.
Yeah, and as you say, that it's such a fascinating mashup of Night Before Christmas and Alice in Wonderland. What was your kind of first reaction? Had you read the picture book at all, or what was your kind of were you familiar with it? Never
read the picture book. Weirdly, I don't know if I'd ever heard 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Somebody read it to me last night, weirdly enough, because I was going to answer questions, and they're like, so you know the poem? I go, I know the poem, I think. And they read the poem, and the first 2 lines, oh yeah, I know this. But then they read the rest of it, and I was like, I don't ever remember reading that poem. I just went by the script and what I know about Christmas, what my intuitive feeling was of what we were getting from these songs in this script, and what I felt could be a fun, original, endearing, infuriating Santa that I kind of follow and go, what's he going to do now? Where is he? And get caught up in his kind of irrepressible zest for life that is also going to get everybody into all kinds of trouble. That felt like a cool take on Santa, and the whole thing felt like a cool take on both these stories. Mishmash, good word. I forgot about that. Yeah. I'll write that down after.
It made me think as well what other fictional worlds Santa could go into. The possibilities are endless, right? Can you imagine any other fictional worlds you'd like to see him pay a visit to?
Yes. And these are possibilities. These are very much possibilities. If you can get everybody to go see this movie, then we have other worlds for Santa to go into. Yes. Yeah. Can't say. So, where are you from?
I'm from Edinburgh.
Beautiful city. I trained as a lawyer in Edinburgh.
Yes.
Yeah. Became the first lawyer ever to be fired before he was due to qualify. It's one of my favorite. But it's also what released me to be an actor that day in Edinburgh. Them saying, "We don't think you're going to be a lawyer," and me going, and now, screw them.